What's up, party people? It is October 8th, and we are here with Jesse Berger, Caleb, James Delisle, and Josh Berger. How's it going, boys?
Howdy.
Doing pretty great.
Yeah, well, at least you got the date right.
Yeah, I forgot Caleb's name. I haven't met him. We're still getting acquainted. So
Yeah, we can just call him James today.
CJD. Anyways, Caleb, so you been working on some things or what?
Yeah, news. Been releasing some things. Bounced up PKT. So
drum roll.
Yeah. Should I present? Yeah, you know what? I'll present and I'll show you guys bounce, and then you could go bounce a domain, because this is like really easy.
Nice.
Share screen. Share screen. Allow share screen. All right, you seeing this?
Yep.
So bounce. This is the bounce.pkt little website, and it just these are the currently bounced packet domains. So like what that means is if I type in or let's see what this one is. This dot anything, right? Wiki, enter, and it bounces it to the website .games. See? So that's bounce. So you just take any packet domain, set where it's going to bounce to, and it will just forward in bounce.pkt. So the way you make it work is you go to your dashboard and you go to your DNS. Now you got DNS, and I'm going to show you with Packeterium because that's one that I already set up. So first thing you do is you set a CNAME record at CNAME, and it's bounce.pkt. So it just CNAMEs to bounce.pkt, okay? And then the second thing you do is you create a text record, same thing, at text record, bounce equals, and then wherever you want it to go to, okay? So that's the bounce address, right? And you save that. Once you save that, you go back to bounce, you type in your name, your domain, just like that, and you click update. And then it says, yeah, it's happy, right? That's all you got to do, and you're all registered. So, I mean, if either of you guys got a domain that you want to bounce, we can do it on the call.
All right, let's get wild. You got one, Jess? Or you want? Actually, you don't have any websites, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have a website, but let's do. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
You can bounce anywhere. You can bounce to like a Twitter profile or any domain, any URL. So it's like a link. The only thing it can't have is like a question mark in it. But as long as it doesn't have a question mark, you can't bounce to a YouTube video because they have question marks. But you can bounce to anything, any domain, any URL. It doesn't have to just be like a .com. That's it.
So what you say it was bounce.pkt.gg?
Sure. Bounce.pkt. Whatever you want.
Dot whatever you want. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So we got this thing. I guess hold on a second.
So you want to go to your dashboard. You can see all your cool domains.
Let me share my that whole window.
Oh yeah, you always got to share the entire screen. You got to live dangerously.
I was trying to make it so the viewers at home are going to see all the porn that was open. We might have kids that tune in. You know how it is. So
yeah,
prepared.
You just got to share the whole screen, and then if you're on the right side of things, then you're not going to get any scary text messages or anything popping up.
Got it.
You got to pray. You share and pray.
Share and pray. All right. Let's connect a wallet. Do I have a wallet? Where's my fucking wallet? Hold on a second.
In private window.
Hold on. Let me unlock my wallet real quick.
So bounce.pkt is the first, second thing I did. Another one that I did is PKT Cert, and that allows you to get a certificate, a SSL certificate for a packet domain. That one's more like if you know how to run a server, you can use that. If you're familiar with using CertBot, then Packet Cert is kind of the same concept as CertBot. So for the more technical people, you can go to pkt-cache on GitHub, and you'll find both the code for bounce, which you don't need, and also Packet Cert, which you could use.
All right, let's do Josh Berger -PKT. So you're saying we go here, we add a CNAME, and then what's the value?
Bounce.pkt. Yep.
All right. And then we'll add a record, and it's a TXT. And then what is it?
Bounce in all capitals, all caps. Equals, all one word. Exactly, you got it. That's it. That's all you got to do. And if you wanted to go to like a special page, it could be /about or anything you want. The bounce is to a page, not to a domain. So now you go back to bounce.packet, right, and enter josh-berger.pkt, right?
Yeah.
And this is where we're going to find out if it works. And it worked. So now go to josh-berger.pkt.net or something or whatever you want. Hey, look at that.
My website that doesn't work. Let's go, baby. Yeah.
But it actually doesn't work, right? It's not a bounce.
Yeah. No, it's under construction.
Awesome. So that took 10 minutes, and 5 of it was finding the wallet. So this is something everybody can
do. Sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, so hopefully this will make it more accessible to be able to use these domains.
Yeah, because then you're using the packet domain as your main domain, but you could forward to another website. So what are some use cases for that you expect?
Well, I mean, the huge thing is that it fixes the issue that a lot of people have with certificates. Because, when you have a packet domain, you got to get a certificate, and then that certificate needs to be for one exact domain with the TLD. If you're using CertBot or whatever, you're using you put your website on one of those website hosting companies. They want the exact domain with the top level, and so if you have a packet domain, it's got all these different domains that you can choose from, but only one of them is going to work. Well, with Bounce, now you put you have a domain that already exists. Now you can make all of those work because they're all just going to bounce to the one that you have. Now, bouncing to another packet domain, you can do that, but you can't bounce from the packet domain to itself. That's the limitation, because it's just going to bounce in a circle and keep bouncing. So that wouldn't work, but the concept is you take a domain you already have that's not in packet and you bounce to it.
Got it.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Great. Nice work.
Yeah. It's a nice upgrade for the tech, and it certainly will give people a bit more, use out of packet domains. So, the certificates is definitely an issue because people are always having to go and solve that problem otherwise, or create certificates for packet domains, which is a little bit challenging.
Right. So there's another tool that I developed, and this is for the technical people, and that's PKT Cert, and that is something that will go and get all of the certificates for all the different domains. And so if you noticed bounce.pkt, that was on SSL. That's an HTTPS website. That is because that is using that tool. The problem with that tool is it's slow, and that's why Bounce doesn't offer that as a service for everyone who bounces. It's just Bounce uses that for its own website, and for like CJD.packet, that uses it. But and you can use it if you are more technical, you run Nginx or whatever for your website yourself, then you can use that to get your certificates, and it's not that difficult. Obviously, if you're running your website behind like Cloudflare or something, you can't do that. But that is an option for people who are more, really just running their own website on their server. In the future, when we get into like VPN, reverse VPN, then I think we'll probably look at doing something a little bit kind of like Cloudflare, where we kind of register those certificates for you, and that's kind of an option. That way, it can all just point back to your website. That would be really pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, it's great. Love new tools.
New tools, new toys. Well, that is nice to hear. I think one thing we can also shift gears, talk about is this interesting price action on the packet pair over the last week. People would have seen
that was all I was working on Bounce. So you're like, all I have to do is wake up and become like this tiniest bit less lazy, and the price just
You're the Messiah, bro. Let's go.
There you go. Yeah, that was a little bit crazy. We like got a notification that the price was up 50%, and flip over to Deck Screener and see buys coming in for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, over like maybe $400,000 in price action over like a 2 or 3 day period, which was definitely surprised. No idea where that came from. It could have just been like one of those call groups that identified a pair with some strong liquidity and just piled their community into it. We'll never know what happened, but price is higher than where it was before, and that's nice. And got a little price action movement over on Deck Screener, and kind of timed it nicely with a pretty hefty market action on in general, but mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it was a good move. Nice to see kind of what happens with, some action over there, and kind of maybe a little prelude for what's coming up, end of the year, beginning of next.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll go for it.
I think that is foreshadowing what we saw there, because we've had our third airdrop. So everybody who wanted to claim and sell has had their opportunity to do it. Now, like the only way that more packets going to emerge onto the market is going to be either people their lockups are expiring and they decide they're done, or what's just yielding to them. But the yields are very, very slow over time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we're kind of into a lock and load period where it becomes more interesting to think about Packet as, let's build some technology. Let's start doing some of the, let's do the next step on the roadmap, because it's going to have some more stability, more foundation. It's not going to like be waiting for the next shoe to drop. So yeah, I think the future is quite positive at this point.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of these tools are now accessible, and I think once the story is impacted and marketing really starts firing with a real trajectory for the project, that's going to help quite a bit. So that's really encouraging, and it was nice to see. On one end, you're like, oh, should you take some liquidity there? But where we're going is so much higher. It's not really worth even participating in that. But it was nice to see some new people coming into the market and probably getting some exposure to Packet. You know, for a lot of these projects, I mean, this has got to be such a rare one to stick around for this long. You know, none of these short-lived projects have the staying power that we've had over now well over half decade and heading into the next, and kind of just getting started in a lot of ways. I mean, there's been so many different parts and milestones to the project, but the biggest part of the story is just now being written. So that's pretty encouraging.
Yeah,
you know,
we were sitting in the car talking, watching it, and I was like, do I take liquidity? I went to put a sell order in, and I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to sell 3 million pack. I'm trying to buy 3 million pack right now. It's like this isn't a number that I'm even like excited about. It's nice to see the action. It's nice to see people jumping in and making moves, but I'm definitely not a seller at half a penny. I'm a seller at fucking 50 cents, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But it's interesting to see what's happening in the marketplace and what people are talking about. I mean, people are desperate for utility. That's a fact. You know, we see a lot of these call groups, a lot of XRP holders, you know, talking about RWAs and talking about just, you know, everyone's dreaming about how this. I don't even understand how smart people think that XRP can go to $10,000 per coin, but you know, it's a pipe dream that people love to talk about. I see conversations about it every single day, but they're just looking for utility and trying to map out, well, if XRP is going to support Swift, and Swift does trillions of dollars in action every single day, so you need to have this much of the XRP token supply used in cross, you know, or in transactional business, which is just a bit of a fallacy. But regardless, people are just desperate for utility. And if Packet can really begin to tell that story and show people clearly as a, you know, that it can do these things outside of the, you know, standard blockchain space, because there's a lot of great projects that, you know, represent themselves as, hey, you know, people can set up a token here or launch a meme here, and that's the type of utility that most blockchain projects are relegated to. And there's some great projects that do that. I mean, Ethereum being one of them, but and Solana, obviously. But, you know, looking for some real world utility, I think there's a lot of opportunity for someone to fill into those shoes. And it doesn't have to be one thing, but Packet clearly has that. And, you know, obviously looking forward to continue to launch new tech and really at the end of the day, start doing some serious marketing, like some heavy-handed marketing. That'll be where things, you know, really start to spin out.
You know what I would say about XRP? I don't want to say they can't achieve whatever their goals are, but I would say that there's risk, and the risk is that, okay, we're gonna support Swift, right? Well, the banks don't actually need you. They have a system that works. And so they're not going to adopt a new system unless there's something in it for them. And the something in it for them is, it's kind of like bringing banks into a project is like bringing influencers into a project. They have their own agenda, which is they want to get a bunch of tokens, say that they're going to use this and it's going to the moon, and then sell it to retail, right? And the banks are going to be looking at this pretty much the same way, except probably quite a bit more evil than influencers. You know, they're experts at handing a bag to somebody else. You know, handing something worthless to somebody else. If anybody knows how to do that, it's the banks. So 2008, right? So this is where I don't think that the Swift narrative is. I don't think it holds water. And then the question that that keeps me away from XRP is who owns all of those tokens? Because what is the market cap of XRP? It doesn't have a super massive market cap of just like cold storage, off the books kind of tokens that could be brought alive at any time, and they're kind of like with the founders.
Yeah, some of that, and then they have a bunch of lockups that, you know,
Okay.
there certainly is a lot of it. But yeah, what is the?
I mean, as long as they're locked up, that's positive. But you definitely want to worry when you see a token with like the majority of the tokens are kind of somewhere in the hands of somebody who may or may not be ready to do something with them.
Yeah.
And that's because what you worry about, and not to say they're going to do it, but what you worry about is that they're going to use those dark tokens in order to bring on board some of these banks and oil people and so on and so on and so on, who are really just kind of playing influencers. And that sets up a system where it's almost like they have to rug the project because somebody's going to be the first one to dump, and as soon as they dump, everybody else finds out that they're dumping, and everybody else is like, well, I'm not going to be the sucker, and so they dump, and then they dump, and it just creates a chain reaction which has the effect of creating a rug pull.
Yeah, look, I mean, XRP is at 180 or just under 180 billion dollar market cap now. It's doing 5 billion a day in volume, so it's far and away a top project. And what's also interesting is that if you look at the top 10, you know, almost half of that is stable coins. So it is one of, you know, less than a handful of like legitimate projects that, you know, have real staying power and been around for since the beginning, you know, almost going on 10 years.
Big market cap is not what you want, though, because the reason I asked about the market cap is because that tells you how many of these coins are sequestered in the hands of
there's probably people who have gone and figured that out. The circulating supply is 60 billion.
Okay.
And the total supply is 100 billion.
Yeah.
Look, I think that
there's no one who's going to argue.
Yeah.
Look, there's a few projects that are here for the long haul. I would call them blue chip projects. I'd say XRP is one of those blue chip projects. I mean, that thing's not going anywhere. I don't believe that it's getting rugged. Do I believe it's going to $10,000 a coin? Fuck no, it's not possible. I believe that as much as I believe SHIB is going to $1. But I do believe that it is a project that has legs. It's been around forever. I mean, if you've got a project through what it's gone through with the SEC and with those kind of attacks, and that thing didn't go to zero, like, dude, these people, they'd rather, I can't even. Soft war. I'm just saying these people would rather fucking trade their own child than, like, you know, see that thing go to zero and someone's gonna be left holding the bag to the end. So I do believe that if it can make it through that many bear markets and through an SEC attack of that magnitude and still be around, that it's got a couple more weeks left to its cycle. I also think Solana, you know, it's on the same level as like a Solana and a Chainlink. I mean, like Chainlink, the fact that Chainlink's still around and you know, Algo and a few of these, like, you know, HBAR, these projects, I'd say, have some good stability if we're talking about altcoins. But, you know, everyone's going to get a beating the second that Bitcoin takes a big dip, which is imminent.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, there's the projects, most of them in the top 100, I don't see them going away anytime soon for the most part. There could be some shuffling in that range. And then things that, if you think about what's in the top 5, right? Solana, XRP, Tether, BNB, which is on a historic.
BNB is out of fucking control right now.
I can't believe BNB is at $1,300. Yeah, it's impressive. So number three now. But yeah, and then Ethereum and Bitcoin, that's your top 5, you know, and or actually it's top 6. And then, yeah, the USDC is number 7. Then Dogecoin, Tron, Cardano takes you into the top 10. So those projects aren't going anywhere right now.
Really, Tron is still up there. That's impressive.
Yeah, Tron's
another one of those that's just been around forever. It's just Jason's son is just the master. Justin's son is just the master of the pumps.
Yeah.
Where's Litecoin, because that's one that used to be number 2.
Yeah, indeed.
About
Litecoin's number 19.
Okay, so
HBAR's 18, Bitcoin Cash 17, Avalanche 16, Stellar 15, Sui 14, Chainlink is 12. I don't know what Ethna USDE is, but this looks like a
gotta
stable.
be a stablecoin, yeah.
Yeah.
So if Litecoin is still at 19, what we can say about that is once something is like top 10, it doesn't go away. It just may drop down a little bit and kind of dawdle there, but we can imagine that nothing in the top 10 is likely to, I mean, nothing that's been there for a while is likely to really go away. And that's positive, so that speaks well for something like XRP, because you can say, well, it's not going anywhere, because if it was going to go somewhere, then something like Litecoin would have gone somewhere too.
Yeah. Look, I think the key is, like I began in this conversation, is the utility, because a lot of these projects have zero utility for the average Joe. And so they're still sustaining because they have smart asset management, maybe, well-laid liquidity plans, potentially a lot of holders that aren't selling and have a vision, but for the future of the project. But it's so ingrained in crypto land that no one's ever going to hear about these projects. Is anybody outside of crypto ever going to hear about the word Sui? Probably not. But Sui is a strong project at 14, and a $12 billion market cap. So, same thing with Cardano, unbelievable project, has utility. But the question is, anybody going to ever give a crap about that project outside of crypto land? And it's an important question that that a lot of people probably don't know the answer to. I bet if you asked 100 people about the projects in the top 10, I would be surprised if anybody even had heard about anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. I just don't think that these top 10, I don't think people know what Cardano, Tron, probably Dogecoin. Actually, Dogecoin has become, pretty synonymous with, pop culture. And so a lot of people do have at least, or have heard of it. But yeah, they would just say, like, and even if they had heard of one of these projects and you said, what does it do? They'd be like, I have no idea. And I would bet you 90 out of 100 people would say that to you. So it just shows, like, it has a long way to go. But as I've always believed, crypto is less about people knowing what it is and more just knowing what it does, and maybe what kind of, that it's incorporated into something or provides some sort of functionality. And it's the same thing with the internet. Like, most people might have heard of www but have no idea what it means. It just, most people may have heard about HTTP, but if you ask someone, like, what does it do, what does it represent, they probably 9 out of 10 people couldn't tell you. So it's okay for the technology side of things to be recognized without actually knowing how it works. I don't think that's required.
Right. Yeah. Agreed.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, I am a little late. I had to drop my kid off, and then I got home and I plugged my computer in, and my power surged out, and so
that's nice. Well, you showed up just in time for us to sign out. We're going to keep this one short. We got a full day today, so I figured we would truncate this. Caleb gave a great little demo on bounce.pkt and
fantastic.
Some new tech.
Josh gave a demo. He set up a domain in like 5 minutes.
I sure did.
Well done, young Jedi. But we'll
hey,
be back next week.
Hey, did you guys see that someone in the community never mind. Yeah, he set up a persona on the Packet network. It's called
What's that?
personajourney.io. I don't know what it does. I just saw it on yeah, here. I'll text it to you, Josh.
That's one of the bounce domains. He set up a bounce domain for that.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, go to Josh. Just go to personajourney.io. Let's just pop it up.
What is it?
Personajourney.com.
.io.
Or persona.pkt.
.io. Personajourney.io.
Yep. I just texted it to you. Yeah, so this is up on the Packet Network.
Okay. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I mean, it's just cool. I mean,
website.
anybody can put their projects up on the Packet Network. I mean,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Scroll through it. Unitoken.
It's a nice website.
Yeah, really nice website. All right, we'll go learn more about Persona.
Yeah, this is the community member that did it is semf_semf.
What a legend.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, great site. Yeah, we'll have to go learn a little bit more about Unitoken and figure out what is cracking. But yeah, have a website, launch a website on the Packet Network and get mention. We can also get that thing incorporated into the hub.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nice to see someone taking a little action there. Great work.
Yeah. Yeah. Great work for sure.
Did they post that in a Discord, Jer?
No, they just tagged us in tagged us on X
On X. Okay.
a couple hours ago. So I just checked it out. I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
this is cool."
Yeah, really good stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Way to go out there.
All I
and do
got
some-
for today, guys.
All right. Things are happening. Dig it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, let's keep it going. I really want to see someone start doing some. I'm just surprised we don't have a casino games.
I mean, there needs
on our
a
platform.
rain bet. There needs to be a rain bet duplicate.
I
on the
know.
Packet Network.
There's got to someone do it, please. Somebody do it. We need gambling. We need to be able to gamble.
There was somebody that was doing it.
I know. It's just everyone. No one's finished it. No one's finished it and launched it.
Because if you used rain bet, I mean, you can send crypto on the base network.
Yeah, well, you can do that. I'm just saying it'd be nice if somebody launched a platform.
I'm just saying it shouldn't be too difficult.
No, it shouldn't be too difficult at all. Yeah.
With AI, you should be able to take rain bet and just duplicate it, right?
Yeah, that, and you should be with Packet as a base pair. You should be able to gamble with Packet and just gamble all your Packet away.
We should hit up rain bet and see if they'll accept Packet
as a deposit pair.
Yeah.
Let's go. Someone do it. Let's go.
All right, boys.
All right. Have a good day.
After it.
Go Dodgers.
Later, boys.
Bye.